Hey, it's me, Conan O'Brien from The Tonight Show. Hi. I should have said formerly of The Tonight Show.
Conan O'Brien constantly proves why he's the best at what he does. Whether it's being the host of his podcast or the host of the Oscars, or as we all know him, the host of his late night talk show. And sadly in 2009, tragedy struck against Conan by NBC and Jay Leno. And this documentary titled Conan O'Brien Can't Stop follows what happened during that time and shows how Conan took on the bad news. And it's simply a beautiful portrayal of perseverance and never giving up, even at your lowest, through the eyes of an ex-late night talk show host. In 2009, lies were stirred and he was played like a fiddle contractually and in general by NBC itself, especially how they were downplaying Conan's greatness and tried pushing his show to 12 a.m. practically the next day. He was generally justifiably upset by this, and it seemed like that left a pit within him that wasn't fulfilled. After no longer having been able to host a late night talk show, and having been screwed over like that. To fill that pit, since the day he stopped working, he just didn't stop working on how to have fun with an audience again, especially seeing the amount of people that were enraged over the whole situation and taking Conan's side, and were causing such an uproar over there and his despair of the circumstance. Eventually and quickly, Conan decided to come up with an idea to go on a comedic musical tour including appearances from the legendary La Bamba, Jim Carrey, and more, which is all right down his alley if you know him well enough. He was a bit nervous and it was a huge decision, but after announcing it solely on Twitter at 7 a.m., cities where shows were going to be played at started selling out swiftly within the hour, impressively enough. Not just that, as if Conan O'Brien isn't already undoubtedly the GOAT of late night talk shows, he's also got quite of a hidden knack of being a talented musician and guitarist. And he really let his talent shine through here, not just in comedy but heavily on music. It was thrilling, captivating, and so interesting. Behind the scenes, we see how his crew still stuck around with him, and that just goes to show how much of a genuine and down-to-earth guy Conan is, and how much his own crew loved working with him, to the point where they stuck around where even after he didn't have the job to host the late night show anymore, they were still there to help and support any idea that he wanted to go for. And honestly, Conan did reach for the stars, and his crew did support him all the way through. This is bittersweet, deeply insightful, and a raw outlook of a chaotic voyage and funny ride through Conan's musical adventure, and it's decently fast-paced as well. But just fast-paced enough for there to be a good balance of slow moments as well, where we see Conan at his most genuine. Even at the most quiet and still moments with a lot of emotions behind, it's beautiful to witness such moments. It's generally so intriguing going through this wild ride of seeing the psyche of such a late night talk show host like Conan O'Brien, and how he's taking on these wild circumstances that he was put in and was able to make the most fun out of it for himself and for people who enjoy him. Conan is such a hyped up electric ball of energy in many ways and knows how to light up a room, so it's nice to see that he can do that well but also have moments to himself through his tiredness and exhaustion of it all, and whatever deep thoughts that he could have been thinking within his tiredness that he was enduring, just simply for the love of the game. And at the same time, another example of how genuine he was being is also just showing more of his banter with his crew and friends, which is so funny and honest and makes it all the more a true watch. Honestly, even if you're not familiar with Conan, I think this is worth the watch, because it will show you clearly as to how Conan is soulful and much more different than any other talk show host. Like, even if you just have the tip of the iceberg knowledge or just general surface knowledge of Conan and you just seen him here and there, that might just be enough knowledge for you to know getting into this documentary. It's heartfelt and inspiring and filled with a unique sense of perseverance through watching Conan literally not being able to stop because he loves to do what he does. And he was too upset over what happened. So he seized the opportunity and struck while it was hot and created absolute gold over what happened. That's beautiful and pure comedic artistry. How can you hate the guy? This is a well-edited, fast-paced, and entertaining, and a very much so interesting documentary that you can watch for free on YouTube. It could have been shot better cinematography-wise in some aspects, but it is what it is. It's still worth the watch all around. and it's personally one of my all-time favorite documentaries that I'll also always recommend. So yeah, in retrospect, you should never let life's obstacles stop you in the long run, and always reach for the stars because you'll be back in track in no time. Just like what happened with Conan. After he was done with his tour, he ended up securing the spot of being the host of the late night talk show again, but for TBS until 2021, with a bittersweet goodbye during COVID. Then he moved on to doing his podcast Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, which feels like a much more genuine extended version of the talk show, and how he goes more in depth and personal with guests, and being able to joke around and have dynamics more freely and grounded. While the podcast is there, he also does have this travel show titled Conan O'Brien Must Go, a spin-off of the podcast, with 3 seasons and is funded and distributed by Max, which seems like it's a more Conan-y comedic version of Anthony Bourdain's No Reservations TV show, which truthfully, I have not seen Conan O'Brien Must Go yet, but I am really interested. Yet sadly, no streaming service streams the show in Middle East, so sucks to suck. Are you guys fans of Conan, and will you check out the documentary? And if you have, let me know what your thoughts on the comments down below. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon, and I'll see you guys next time.
So to all the people watching, I can never, ever thank you enough for the kindness to me. I'll think about it for the rest of my life. And all I ask is one thing, and I'm asking this particularly of young people that watch. Please do not be cynical. I hate cynicism. For the record, it's my least favorite quality. It doesn't lead anywhere. Nobody in life gets exactly what they thought they were going to get. But if you work really hard and you're kind, amazing things will happen. I'm telling you, amazing things will happen.